Hi VC, it's Aaron, Mutha Elmer. Today I got a VCLT in the mail from my great friend Jeff Whitcher, and I'm going to rank my top 10 favorite Rick Rubin produced records that I own. And the Rick Rubin, I went through his whole discography, and these are actually my top 10 that he's done. I mean, even if I had everything he's ever done, these would be my top 10 still. The ones up above were all Rick Rubin records and almost made it. But first off, I got to thank Jeff Whitcher. He did a great deep dive video on this, and it blew me away, and I was commenting about it. Next thing I know, he's texting saying that he sent this to me and Josh. It's a World Party with Goodbye Jumbo. So thank you so much, Jeff. And I'm really excited to hear it because it's rare that an album I didn't know and I hear it for the first time, the songs instantly stick in my head and are memorable, but this one did it for me. And it was a total shock that I had never heard this before. There's the inner sleeve with the lyrics, and then it's on black wax. Very cool. So thank you so much, Jeff. And I will leave a link to his deep dive video on this and also to his channel. So everyone check out that video. It's awesome. And Jeff Whitcher, go sub him if you haven't already. But most people who have subbed to me have subbed to him. He's a great guy. So now, my top 10 Rick Rubin produced records. And there's a bunch by one artist on here, actually, but I'm not doing it. I'm just doing my actual top 10 favorite records he's ever produced. Starting at number 10, Audio Slave. Love this record. Of course, it's Chris Cornell from Soundgarden and the guys, the musicians from Rage Against the Machine. I like this better than Rage Against the Machine, not as well as Soundgarden, but this is a great record. I love Cochise, and Show Me How to Live is killer. Like a Stone is my favorite, but I love every song on this. Awesome record, my favorite Audio Slave record. And number 9, my favorite album by this band. This is The Cult with Electric. Love this album. It's just so good. And it's, Wildflower and Love Removal Machine. And I think this is the height of The Cult. I love their first record. I love the stuff after, but this has always been my favorite. It just has a raw energy to it that I really love, and I guess that's what Rick Rubin did for it. So, very cool. At number 8, the debut from Danzig. Love this record. I played it to death when it first came out. Stuff like Twist of Cain, and just every song on here I love. Great album, and it's my number 8. Number 7, another Danzig record, and this one I've gotten into much more over the last year because of my friend JC. He's pushing me more into Danzig, even though I've always loved him. But Danzig 4 is at number 7. And I love this album. It's just really good. Killer stuff. The last side, it's a 2-disc record. The last side is just phenomenal. But the whole thing is really killer. Love this album. At number 6, we've got the self-titled Trouble record. Awesome doom metal. Stoner metal, whatever you want to call it. This is a fantastic album. My favorite Trouble album. And it's just killer all the way from At the End of My Days through All Is Forgiven. Psychotic Reaction is killer. Black Shapes of Doom, one of my favorite songs from this era. Just an awesome record. And I've got to thank JC again for sending this my way. Killer record there. At number 5, we've got Danzig 2 with Lucifuge. Love this album too. This is one of my all-time favorite albums. And it's just phenomenal. I like it better than those two I showed, but just barely. Stuff like, what's on here? Her Black Wings, Killer Wolf, Long Way Back from Hell, 777. This is where he first shows his kind of acoustic, mellower side on different parts, but they're still powerful. Killer album, Danzig 2, Lucifuge. At number 4, this is one of my favorite albums of the last 20 years. Death Magnetic from Metallica. My favorite Metallica record since And Justice for All, except for maybe 72 Seasons. These are my 2 favorites they've done since And Justice for All. This album almost has a throwback feel to me anyway, with stuff like Cyanide and Suicide and Redemption, Broken, Beaten, Scarred, The Day That Never Comes. Love this album. Absolutely phenomenal record from Metallica. At number 3, back to Danzig with Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill. My favorite Danzig record, just barely over those other 3. They're all great, but this has always been my favorite. Just a great record all the way through. Love Danzig 3, Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill. So that leaves at number 2, The Four Horsemen. Nobody Said It Was Easy. This is an original copy. Love this album, just bluesy rock, metal, hard rock, whatever you want to call it. They only had this in one EP, and they're both great, but this is just all-time favorite record of mine. With Nobody Said It Was Easy, Rockin' Is My Business, Can't Stop Rockin', Wanted Man. They even mentioned Idaho in that, which I always thought was cool because I've lived in Idaho. But Moonshine, I Need a Thrill, Something Good Stuff. Just a phenomenal record. I wish they would have done more. Really odd, really crazy story with that band, though. And at number one, my favorite Rick Rubin record, bar none, Four Horsemen's really close. So these are like 1A and 1B. I'm going to go Live Fast, Die Fast from Wolfsbane. Absolutely love this. This is a classic album, just straightforward metal. It's got a little bit of a, one song that's kind of a more pop-leaning one called, where is it? It's I Like It Hot. That was their video. Cool song, killer. Almost reminds me of Van Halen, David Lee Roth era Van Halen in a way. And then you got Tears from a Fool, the ballad that gets heavy. But everything else on here is just in your face, fast metal, just killer metal. And it's Blaze Bayley, who right here, who went on to do the 2 Iron Maiden records. This album here I like better than the Iron Maiden records, even though I like those. This is a phenomenal record. Wolfsbane, Live Fast, Die Fast. So thank you so much to Chris Prophy for doing this thread. And I kind of did my own spin on it. And go check out Chris Prophy's video on this. I will leave a link to Chris and also to JC, who did a great response, and Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame. They all did really great responses to this Rick Rubin thread that Chris has going. Chris is the master of threads, of course. They're all great friends of mine. And I will see you all next time. And see you later.